9, 10. Mic check, mic check. I probably speak softer. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Yeah. I hate doing that. That's so much pressure. I don't know how these guys do it. Okay.
What's probably not crazy, you don't think it's crazy. They came into the washroom and
Sorry, we sometimes have voice communicators. I'm rushing it down. Your hands don't move there. Like, we need that. I know Wanda was already there. Like, guys. He's trying to get Spanish now.
yeah, that was here. With the two kids. Was a little bit young. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
35 a week. What did I say last time? I messed up. 30 fast.
Yes, sir. Sure. No, I appreciate that very much. Are you good, Sean? Is it up?
It's about to be.
Okay.
So, does anybody else need anything?
Should we good? No. Just a couple things before we get started. Well, I guess you'll point out we got the press packets uploaded already. Printed press releases are over here on the corner if you need a hard copy, but also a digital copy will be in the press packet online.
Okay.
So, whenever you're ready, Sean.
Good afternoon. My name is Sergeant Sean Ferguson, and on behalf of the Lake Worth Police Department, I'd like to welcome you to today's press conference. Before we get started, I want to let you know that immediately following today's press conference, a full press release with the names and mugshots of the arrestees will be made available to each of you via the press packet in a QR code as well as hard copies. If you have any additional questions or requests, please contact our pro team, our public relations and outreach team, and we will be happy to help you. During today's press conference, you will hear from Chief J.T. Monishagan, who will give a brief overview of Operation April Fools, detail the arrests that were made, and answer a few questions. All of the criminal cases that were filed as a part of this operation are pending. Therefore, we will not be able to discuss individual case details. Thank you for joining us today, and at this time, I'd like to introduce Chief J.T. Monishagan. Do y'all need spelling on the name? Manoushagan. Chief?
Thank you, sir. All right. Thank you all for being with us today. The purpose of today's press conference is to give you an update and overview on Operation April Fools. Last week, the Lake Worth Police Department conducted a counter-human trafficking demand suppression operation in partnership with HSI Dallas and the North Texas Human Trafficking Task Force. that resulted in the arrest of 42 people. Those arrested came from all walks of life and included many races, ethnicities, ages, and even genders. Each of the 42 people arrested were charged with solicitation of prostitution, which is a state jail felony in Texas, carrying up to 2 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Although the operation was primarily focused on reducing the demand for trafficked individuals, other crimes were also uncovered. Over the 2-day operation, 3 handguns, 1 assault rifle, more than 4 pounds of drugs, approximately $15,000 in cash, and 6 fraudulent license plates were recovered. Several of the people arrested also had active felony warrants for their arrest at the time. Those charges included aggravated sexual assault of a child, solicitation of a minor, aggravated assault on a police officer, accident involving serious bodily injury, and 2 parole violations were also found. Additionally, 2 convicted murderers were arrested or were among those arrested. None of the people arrested in this operation live in the city of Lake Worth. That's important to note because it represents the unique policing challenges we face here in Lake Worth. More than 250,000 people pass through Lake Worth daily, and it's our job at the Lake Worth Police Department to ensure that this is a safe environment where life and commerce thrive for both our community members and our visitors. With such a large volume of people passing through daily, criminals are naturally among them. To our community, I would like to say that our commitment to providing excellent service and protection has never been stronger. I hope that you see that we are willing to do whatever it takes to ensure that Lake Worth remains a safe place where life and commerce thrive. We will boldly go into the shadows of our society to expose those who consciously choose to engage in crimes like this, and we will arrest them. When operations like this are conducted, there are obvious questions that come to mind. One of them being, does Lake Worth, or is there a human trafficking problem in Lake Worth? The short answer is no, but it's a little more complicated than that. That's really a question that can't be answered with a simple yes or no. Human trafficking is a problem everywhere, whether we can see it or not. And given our close proximity to the border, it's an even bigger problem here in Texas than elsewhere in the country. This operation was conducted as a part of our all-crime approach enforcement strategy. We know that in order for our community to thrive, we as the police must be aware that crime lives in the shadows and make a conscious effort to enforce the law equally, no matter the offense. A demand suppression operation like this has never been done in our department's history. So given our all-crime enforcement strategy, it was a natural fit and has undoubtedly made a positive impact in our community. Without the support of our federal, state, county, and local partners, the success we experienced would not have been possible. I would like to thank the HSI, Dallas, and the North Texas Human Trafficking Task Force, the Texas Department of Public Safety, the Tarrant County Sheriff's Office, the Colleyville Police Department, and the Richardson Police Department, and our partners on the Dallas County side of this operation for their support and assistance. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Chief, you talked about how many people come through here daily, and yet you said that this has never been done in this department's history. Given that, was it, I guess, a surprise to you on the number of people that you nabbed, or maybe not, given how much this has been happening over the region in the last 6 to 8 months?
Sure. So we had no idea what to expect, but our best estimate was between 30 and 50 arrests for the operation. So it exceeded our expectations in a number of ways and fell right within what we were anticipating.
Chief, I know you can't give too many details as far as what went into this operation. Can you give a general idea of how you guys got these suspects?
Sure. So we used undercover police officers posing as escorts or prostitutes, and they were engaged by people online. And when they showed up at the agreed upon place, they were arrested.
And 42 people in 2 days, if I remember correctly?
Yes, ma'am. 42 people in 2 days, 25 the first day and 17 the next.
What was the red flag for this to be done? Why did you guys decide to?
There was no red flag. So we have that all crime enforcement strategy, which means we don't just focus on what we can see or what we know is a problem. We try to have a comprehensive approach and consciously focus on those things that we can't see. And because it had never been done in our department's history, we felt like there was no better time than the present to put an operation together like this.
So we've seen these in Plano and Frisco and South Lake and
Right.
Denton, Dallas, and now Lake Worth.
Yes, sir.
What does that indicate to you, that it is happening in pretty much over the entire area right now at any given moment?
Yep. Like I said before, human trafficking is a problem everywhere. We've heard from DPS that every city is a border city right now, just given the flow of people coming across our border. And with that, a lot of those people who are crossing the border have to pay a debt. They had to pay somebody to get across. Human trafficking is one way that traffickers collect that debt. And they, in essence, sell people into slavery to pay back what it costs to get them across the border. We know that, we realize that, we believe that those people are victims, and so we want to suppress the demand for that through operations like this.
None of these suspects are residents of Lake Worth. Are they just residents in North Texas, outside of Texas? Or
Yes, everybody was in North Texas. We had a few from Dallas County. The majority were from Tarrant County, none in Lake Worth, but the surrounding area, yes. Anything else? Okay.
Well, one other thing.
Sure.
You did talk about some of the people that you picked up who either had warrants or they had past criminal. They're caught up in this that maybe didn't, or all walks of life?
Sure, all walks of life. So there were some people who were arrested who this was their first arrest and had no criminal history prior to showing up. And then there are others who had pages of criminal history. It really does impact people from all walks of life.
Since this was the first time, are you guys going to be more alert or just focus on this more now?
So demand suppression and the way that this operation was conducted is just one of the many ways that we want to approach the human trafficking problem. So there are many other follow-on operations that we would like to do to keep the focus on human trafficking. We will likely do this again at some point. When that will be, I don't know. But we don't want to be single-faceted. We want to address this problem from a 360-degree perspective. So we will do more, but it will be different.
Were there other agencies involved in this operation beyond Lake Worth?
Yes, so there was a sister operation that was conducted in Dallas County at the same time. And so they had a team kind of working that operation, and then we had our team here. But it was not just Lake Worth PD. As I mentioned, there were partners from the federal, state, county, and local level that were supporting us. Anything else? Okay, thank you very much.